Woo! Hello and welcome to another Healthy Heart. I have the opportunity to chat with a sweet, 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 sweet lady. I met her when she was a little girl and she still smiles. Look at that smile. She still smiles. And she was a little girl. Now she got grown people. And she wasn't verbal. And you knew she wasn't verbal because she had a reason not to waste words. And so you didn't mess with her. Some little kids you don't mess with because you don't know what they might say. Other kids, you be like, so you always smile. And then, okay, I'm getting where I'm going. But something you would do, Summer, because I watch people, you would smile. And then if I got close or certain people got close, you'd be like, uh-oh, she just excused me. And it's like, oh, okay. And so
I still do that.
I'm not, girl, I'm trying to tell you, that's why it's an honor for you to even allow me to get in your bubble. And I praise God for that because see, Tiff, she came home from college and got with me, girl. You know, who are you? And blah, blah. Then that made me look at the child's family because I'm like, this girl came home from college and I may not have been saved and she trying to get with me. And I'm thinking, girl, you don't even know me like that. But then we loved each other, but it made me watch that family because she came home so strong. And you guys were a family, nonverbal, and your mama would look at people like, don't mess with my kids. And then the kids were real mannerable, you know, so I was checking it out. And so this is when I talked to your mama, I said, oh, I would love to talk to Summer. She said, well, she'll talk to you. I said, girl, really? And she said, yeah, just call her. And they gave me your number, she and Tiff, because I'm like, oh, I didn't get to know her person. And I knew you had read me, but you was busy with life, even as a child. Well, anyway, hi, Summer.
Hi, Miss Charlene.
Praise God. I'm going to let you introduce yourself. But my first question, and this is our party, you know what I mean? So we can do what we want to, you know, legal, moral, we got it. But anyway, if you would introduce yourself and share your first memory of a heart smile, because what I said is what you do, like your face right there, you've always done that, girl, but your eyes ain't always smile. So when your heart smile, your first memory, what was it? And just what was it? And so who are you in your first memory of a heart smile?
All right. Let me say, okay, well, I'm Summer. So I will say, so if you all watch Miss Charlene's these interviews, she interviewed my older sister and my mother already. There are 7 of us. I'm number 3. So I have an older sister, little sister, 1 older brother, 3 younger brothers. So there's a bunch of us. But yes, like Miss Charlene said, I'm almost in the middle. So I'm kind of I guess like a balancer. Like I can pretty much deal with any personality. I do not. I have a very low tolerance for foolishness, and I'm a people watcher. So I can pretty much tell as soon as I meet you or in your presence if I'm a like you or not. Yeah, that's me.
It sure is.
Yes. So that's me. But I guess as I've gotten older, I have done some self-reflection. So I now know how to, I guess, mediate myself to change, you know, like how I come across to people. Because people have told me several times, like, oh, when I first met you or when I would just see you around, I always thought you were mean. And then like, but you were like the furthest thing from me. And I'm like, not mean, but yeah, it's what it is. Let me say my first heart smile. Okay, well, I would have to say, first of all, we had a phenomenal childhood just because there were so many of us. And we were like, even to this day, like my parents' house was always the house to be. It was a happening house. People were always at our house. Like the neighborhood kids were always at our house as we were in school. You know, our friends always wanted to come to our house. Our house was fun. Like our cousins would come. It was fun. So we had a great childhood. But I would have to say my first heart smile probably came when I was 19. And I got pregnant, Miss Charlene, you probably remember this, but I was pregnant with twins, and
Yeah.
I ended up like having a miscarriage and then having to have them stillborn. But even through that, I can say that was probably my first heart smile, because the people that came around me and showed me so much love and attention and patience. And I think that was probably my first real experience of like God's love through other people and even God's grace. And I can tell you this, and I just told Haley this, Haley from Forest, not too long ago, but her mother, during that time, I will never forget it. I was at church. It was right after that, and I was crying or whatever after, during service or after service, and she came and gave me a hug. And she just told me, she said, I know you're hurting now, but don't worry about it. Whatever God takes away, he'll give back to you threefold. And that always stuck with me. And it's like, that was my first pregnancy. And now I'm looking back, I was not ready to have, a set of twins at 19. Like, I don't know what I would have made it work, and my family would have made it work, but I wasn't ready. But like she said, he gives it to me threefold, because I got pregnant 3 more times and had 3 more children. So
praise.
That was definitely my first heart smile.
Girl, that's good stuff. And how important it is for relationships. Miss Nancy, I love her. When I had the opportunity to raise 3 grandbabies, and I was twitching, because it's like they are, waiting.
Yes.
She would take them on Sundays, and I'm not a girly person, never was. I got on lipstick. That's about as much as I've ever done in my life. I make sure it's no body odor. But other than that, but Miss Nancy would take those girls and polish their nails, comb their hair for me. And it's no way that so it's amazing when you said her name, how it's important to encourage one another. And well, anyway, praise God. That is deep. Girl, now I'm learning you even more. New stuff then, but after talking to your mother, and she let me in her world a little bit, and because I've watched from the outside, and I'm thinking, how could all these people be as happy as they are? And they had manners. Girl, y'all had manners when y'all came to church, and y'all were dressed well, and your mama kept bringing all these other kids. And then it's like, how does all these people find their place here? And then learning Yvette even the more, and all her characteristics, I'm curious, do you see anything in her, in you, and any advice she may have given you growing up that you still hold on to? So any of Yvette in you?
There's a lot of Yvette in me. A lot.